Hi everyone, it's Corinne. Welcome to this week's episode of Mindset Mondays, and thanks to subscriber Julia for suggesting this topic, which is when and how to turn down work, especially if it's because of a non-work commitment, in Julia's case, her kids' schedule. So I have 5 thoughts for you. Number 1, I know I say this a lot, but let's say it again. Remember the difference between can't and choose not to, okay? There is rarely a situation where you cannot take on a project due to scheduling. For example, if it's because of your children, you could hire childcare, right? Lots of people do that. Even if it's not because of children, you could work longer, you could give up your weekend. The point is, you choose not to because you are allowed to have priorities in life too, and your priority lies elsewhere, not with taking this project. Number 2, I really try never to say no to a client. I just say when or at what rate I could do their project and then let them choose. So instead of just saying, thanks for this offer, I can't do it, please keep me in mind for the future, I usually say, thanks for this offer, I'm not able to finish it by the end of the day on Thursday, but what about Friday at noon? Would that work for you? And then at least they have an option. And I think also, no, I'm going to say that later. Number 3, seek out higher paying work with longer deadlines so that this is less of an issue. So for example, just today I was talking to another colleague and subscriber, Sarah, who told me, and this was in a different context, but I asked Sarah, how did you make the leap to working with direct clients? And Sarah said, back in, I believe it was 2014, I had this terrible month where my 2 children were sick in succession, and essentially for a month I was only working at night because I had to take care of them. And at that moment I had an epiphany and I said to myself, something has to change. I need longer deadlines and higher paying work. And she made the leap to direct clients. So just to put that out there. Number 4, just a sort of out of the box idea, and I think if you work with direct clients, this is particularly key, would be to team up with another freelancer. So if a lot of your work is with agencies, then I think that's not necessarily going to work, but with direct clients, it could potentially, and I think this leads us to number 5, know when it is risky to turn down work because you could lose the client. So I believe that Julia said that her technique is she tries not to turn down agency clients twice in a row. And I agree with that. Like, for example, for my interpreting work, I work with the Colorado court system, which isn't an agency, but it is sort of like that. And that's sort of my policy is like each court district that calls me, I really try not to turn them down twice in a row. And I think with agencies, that's another good policy. But really with direct clients, you want to try to really never turn them down because, for example, for myself, and I think for other people this is true too, with some of my direct clients, I know for sure I'm the only English translator they have. And so if I just say I'm not available, they may go find somebody who they like better than me, let's say, and not use me again, or just out of habit go back to that person. So I think that is also particularly important, is to know realistically what kind of risk you are taking by turning this client down. And if you are working with direct clients, put systems in place so you really never turn them down, which means having someone to back you up. So there you go, 5 things. Distinguish between can't work versus choose not to work. Number 2, try not to say no. Say, here's when I could do it for and how much I would need to charge. Let the client say no. 3, seek out higher paying work with longer deadlines so that these things are less of an issue. 4, team up with another freelancer. And 5, be cognizant of how often you can turn these clients down and have them still keep coming back. Okay, thanks. Hope those are helpful and talk to you next week.